Live Alive breaks away from the typical JRPG in many ways, from its story progression to its exploration and battle mechanics. These tips are here to help you out on your first playthrough, going over combat tips, various chapter mechanics, and something you should absolutely be doing at the end of every chapter. Let us know what chapter you're starting the game with. We're planning to make a handful of guides for this game, so let us know what you'd like to see first. Starting off with battle tips, combat is grid-based, and you'll get used to it pretty quickly. Your formation will determine your turn order. The character at top goes first, to the left will go second, down below goes third, and to the right will be the character that acts fourth. As a general tip for battles against nearly all enemies, do not position yourself on enemy diagonals. For the most part, this is where bosses and other enemies will target their most devastating attacks. Weaknesses of enemies are shown throughout the battle, but just know that using attacks that enemies are vulnerable to won't always be the most damaging attacks. You're going to be learning a ton of abilities, ranging in different uses like inflicting status ailments or causing debuffs, from attack and defense, speed, evasion, and accuracy, special defense, and special attack. In my opinion, the special defense, special attack debuff is by far the best. Bringing down special defense will make inflicting status ailments easier, like paralysis or sleep. Also, keep note of the up and down arrows. These indicate how severe the buff is, with one arrow being 25%, 2 arrows at 50%, and 3 arrows being 100%. So if you're debuffing an enemy's level with 3 down arrows, you just brought them down to half of their original level. Really good for pulling on a lot of damage. If you find yourself in a tight spot in battle, there's no penalties from running away. In fact, there's one specific chapter where you're really underleveled compared to the enemies, and I run away from just about every battle until I get other party members to make things easier. Also keep in mind there aren't any Phoenix Down-like items that revive characters. At the start of every battle, you begin with max HP, and if a party member drops to 0 HP, they'll be downed. Healing them with any item will revive the downed character, but if an enemy hits the downed character before you heal them, they'll be wiped out from the board, leaving you no ability to revive them. Along with healing items, you'll find battle items like scrolls, throwing knives, bottled fire, and other items which can make battles easier. You'll find a ton of these items, so don't be afraid of using them. During my first playthrough, I didn't use battle items nearly enough. I only used them on a couple of boss battles, and looking back, I should have been using them more often. Groups of enemies or enemies with lots of HP are perfect candidates for this. So learn from my mistake and use them a ton, because if you haven't used them by the end of the chapter, they're not coming with you. At first, you'll have access to 7 chapters. Each one has a specific feature, kind of gimmick to it. In one, you'll be collecting traps. In another, you'll be training pupils. There's one where you'll just fight bosses, and another where you won't even fight at all. Well, there's one battle you fight. Live Alive is different from most JRPGs, and more nuanced in how to get good items and gear. If you ever get lost, make sure to check the mini radar in the lower right corner. Yellow diamonds will lead you to where you're supposed to go, and yellow flags indicate the next sequence trigger you need to accomplish before pressing forward. Aside from all of that, the most important thing you should know concerns the end of the chapter. Without heavy spoilers, and to put it simply, what you have equipped by the end of the chapter will continue on to chapter 9. The battle and healing items won't transfer over, but what you have equipped will. For the most part, you want to end the chapter with your best gear equipped, but in a couple of scenarios, it's not that straightforward. We'll be making a guide about the best equipment loadout for each character, so hopefully that can help you out, because there's a few side quests that can be very easily overlooked. I'll just tell you here and now, if you got the lacquer medicine box in the ninja chapter, definitely equip this before finishing the chapter. It's really easy to get the accessory and then finish the boss without ever equipping it. We'll be pushing out some more Live Alive guides, so feel free to check those out. I know that people check the comment section a lot in these videos, so let us know other tips that may be helpful for others. And finally, if you're looking to know what the best equipment loadouts are for the end of each chapter, it'll be right here in the end card.